Ask me, how do I assist men through this? I tell them, if a woman places your gender before your humanity, leave her.
And explain that, because a lot of men don't understand that.
You should not feel this way because you are a man. But I am telling you that you harmed me. So what you want me to do is you want me to make the emotional space for you, and you are not willing to reciprocate it for me, girl, you.
Oh, sorry. I ain't gonna be mad that I'm laughing, but I mean, that's facts, though.
I am an equal opportunity, I'm gonna piss you off person.
Everybody gonna be pissed off.
Everybody gonna be pissed off. Everybody finna be.
So in this conversation with men, how it is that I usually contextualize this conversation is, first and foremost, you have to have a particular level of emotional intelligence to even understand where it is that I'm coming from with this conversation. Because a number of men only see their humanity as their role as a man and nothing else. And if that's you, cool, live your life, right? Do what you do. But a number of men recognize that their humanity is diminished if they do not perform the role of manhood to a particular degree where it supplements a woman's femininity or supplements her ego. So there are a number of women who predicate their identity of femininity on the premise of whether or not a man performs masculinity for them. In other words, I am only worthy as a woman if you do the things that I believe men do for me, around me. And that is an indicator that you love me, or it's an indicator that you care about me as a woman. For example, there was a woman in my previous comments that said, what happened to the men that used to build things, that used to, X, Y, Z, and A, B, and C? And that's a very common conversation. That is a role performance that is attached to the concept of masculinity and thus should be performed by a man. And if it is not performed by a man, then his masculinity is questioned. This is the reason why a number of men feel as if though they cannot open up around women, because them being emotionally vulnerable is not performing the role of a man. But being emotionally vulnerable and being able to open up to their partner is being a whole human. I firmly believe that a number of men, a number of black men, have a deep desire to be perceived as human in their relationships, with their masculine performances being a bonus. I firmly believe that a number of black men want to be able to communicate to their partners quite frequently how it is that they hurt their feelings or they harm them without being identified as sensitive. I firmly believe that a number of black men want their weariness to be just as valuable as their activity. I firmly believe that a number of black men want their emotional beings to be seen as spaces to be had instead of problems to be fixed. Once again, I gotta shout out Dr. Raquel Martin again, because she utilizes the term John Henryism. Our concept of an ideal black man is not a whole human being. Most of our concepts of an ideal black man is a man who is willing to work himself to the bone and to death for the sake and for the benefit of the people around him. Very similar to what John Henry did. And this is the reason why whenever we begin having this traditional dialogue of, women saying, I want my man to earn this amount of money, which is performing a role, this is the reason why men will turn around and ask, well, what role are you performing? What are you doing in order to earn or in order to deserve this thing? And a number of women contextualize this retort as the man not being able to see the value of a woman or what it is that she does. I personally believe that we can reframe that. I feel like some men, not all of them, but some of them are asking that question, what are you returning to me, from the perspective of, can you see how much it places on me? Can you see how much strain I go through in order to give you this type of provision? Can you see my humanity outside of my performance that brings this money in the house? But once again, this is the reason why I started the conversation by saying it takes a particular type of man to have a particular level of emotional intelligence in order to communicate this. Because most men do not see their value in their worth, in their humanity. They see their value in their worth, in their role. This is the reason why people will say men want respect over love. You respect a performance. You love a human being. But once again, fellas, this all starts with knowing your worth. You being treated like a human being should not cost you $120,000 a year. Just saying.